Hey guys, welcome back to another regular dude fishing video. Today we are going to be fishing this little bitty creek that's right behind me. These little bitty creeks are a really great and underutilized resource for a lot of dudes who like to fish. One, there is fish in this little bitty creek. You just got to know where to look. You don't want to. All these little places are going to have little deep spots. They're going to hold bigger chubs, bigger shiners, some little sunfish, and other kinds of brim. And there's even, we've even caught little bass out of here. So those are useful as either a bait, or if you're out and you find yourself in an oh crap, situation to where you're stuck for a couple of days, they can provide you with a source of food in these little bitty creeks, food and water. So what we're going to do is we're going to walk up the creek a little ways, and we're going to go to a little deep spot that we know that's up there by the road. This is the little creek that runs right by our house. Just about every little town has got a little creek in it somewhere, or some little waterway. And out here in the hills where I live, there's all kind of little runoff creeks in between the hills just about everywhere. I got my big giant fishing pole, which is just the end of another old rod that broke off that we put a bobbin on from the sewing machine and put a little bit of thread on it with a little hook. We're going to be using these little pre-made baits here. They're little crappie bite baits, whatever. But you can just, if you're out here on the creek, just catch you some little crickets or a couple worms, and get a stick with a little bit of a line on it and your hook. I always carry a hook and a line on me anyway, just for that reason, in my little survival tin. So we're going to walk up the creek a little ways, and we're going to catch some little chubs and have a good time doing it. And we'll see you in a little bit. Not quite sure if you're going to be able to see him or not, but underneath this leaf, there's a little crawdad, a little crayfish right there. See him trying to pinch me at the end of my finger. These little creeks are just full of all these little crawdads. They're just everywhere. These are great for fish bait, and they also are great for, a little bit of food. Just boil them up and you can definitely eat them. It's a great resource. They're just tucked in amongst these rocks in this little shallow water. And like I said, there's all kinds of little fish and minnows. You can set minnow traps. You can either buy minnow traps or make minnow traps for this kind of the size of fish that you can see. Hopefully you can see them right out in there. Little shiners and little creek chubs. The water is really clear. You can see all kinds of crawdads and just everything. This little creek is also home to raccoons and muskrats and all kinds of stuff that come down here to drink. So it's a good resource. If you find yourself out and lost, set up camp by a little creek, and it should provide you with quite a bit of resources. So let's get on down here to our deeper spot, our deeper hole, up around this little corner right here, and we'll see you there. In our little net there, we caught a darter. That's a little darter. I think that's an Iowa darter. That's not a rainbow darter. Just another little creek fish. Hopefully it'll come out good on the camera there. They're really cool looking little fish. Just love hanging out at the creek, man. I don't know if you can see it. There's a big crawdad moving around right there. Yeah, let's go see if we can get into some bigger creek chubs. See the nice school of minnows right there. That's excellent bait to use for other fish. We come down here and catch bait all the time to go to the bigger river, the bigger lakes and creeks to use them as bait to catch bigger fish, catfish and bass and so on. And like I said, hopefully they'll come out. We'll see. Alrighty, this is our deep hole right here. This is where one of the little runoff creeks comes into Little Rankins Creek here underneath the road. And where that comes out and swirls together, it has made a little deeper spot that we will go up here to. And this is where we're going to try to catch some of the larger creek chubs. The water is nice and clear and cool. Little hill creek. And like I said, I'm not quite sure how well it's going to look on the video, but there are some fish in here that are in this particular hole that are probably 3 or 4 inches. That's what we're going to be using for some bait. And like I said, if you found yourself out hurt, injured, lost, you could definitely use them as a food source. So let me figure out how I'm going to get set up here and see if we can catch a couple. Okay, we got our bait, and we've got a little bit of line out now from our bobbin reel. We're just going to toss it out there and let it sink down. There's going to be a lot of little ones that are going to be after it before it gets to the bottom. But that's why we use them little small hooks. This, I'm not quite sure what size hook this is. I'd say it's probably around a 16, maybe, really small hook. And we'll see if we can't get any of the larger ones that are in the area to come over and investigate. There's a little one. Oh, he went back in the water already. Alright. One little piece of bait goes a long way. Like I said, I really hope this comes out okay on the video. And it just sure is fun to watch watch all these little fish gather up. And there we go. Creek chub. Our little hook. This is a good bait size little creek chub, or if you had enough of them, you could definitely make a little meal out of them. I think it's a little bluehead creek chub, it looks like. Turn him back loose, and these little deep holes are just full of these little chubs. So that one got my bait, so we're going to rebait and keep after it. But just wanted to show you all that these little bitty creeks have still got a lot of potential. And you know what? It's a lot of fun too. It's a lot of fun just to come out here and enjoy the outdoors, catching some little creek chubs and experiencing nature. Nature at its finest. So let me get rebaited up here and we'll see if we can't get another one. Alright, we got another bigger size creek chub. This is a really good bait size. And again, he would definitely add to any sort of a meal. Try to unhook him as gently as we can. We don't want to injure him. Add to any sort of a meal that we're going to have. Pretty cool looking little fish, I think. Very hardy, man. They're year round, they're here. They live in these little creeks and they live in the big rivers and stuff, and that's a perfect bait size for a bass right there. But right now we're just turning them loose. Come on, little dude. And having fun, so we'll get some more. Little guy. Fun to catch, man. And we're not, like I say, we're really close to the house. Ain't got a whole lot going on, so we can come down here and catch us some chubs. We're in the early fall. Little chubs, good bait size too. I think I may move over to the other side over there. I see some bigger ones over on the other side of the little hole, so I'll work my way around over there. See if we can catch a couple from there. We're going to go right up here underneath this big sycamore tree that root ball underneath it. I know there's a little deep spot there. We're gonna see if we can't drag something out of there. I just love hanging out on the creek, man. It's just fun. It's beautiful. And you see all kind of critter tracks and all kind of little neat fish, all kind of really cool looking rocks. Look at that piece of sandstone there. It's just all around good time. I think we're going to call this Big Fun Fishing the Little Creek. There's even little bluegills in here. We've caught them, little bluegills and little sunfish out of here before. There's a little more line out here so I can get over where I want to be. Little hook, little bait. Yep, they got my bait, got a rebait. Well, this is the size we're catching here. There are some bigger ones in here, these little creek chubs, but you know what? Catching the bait sometimes is just as fun as using the bait to catch other things. Let me get this little hook out of him. This is big fun down here. Come on there, little dude. Just hanging out, enjoying the outdoors, catching little creek chubs. But anyway, the point of the video is just to show you guys that even in these little bitty creeks and little bitty water, there's still fun to be had fishing. And we're going to fish for a little while longer. But I hope this kind of inspires y'all to go down and visit your local little bitty creek and have some big fun, or use it to catch some bait to go out and catch some bigger fish in the rivers and the big lakes. So we'll catch more the next time. We'll have better luck. So until the next time, you guys, thank you very much for watching. Have a great rest of the day, and we'll catch you in the next video.
Fishing!